Hi, Bethlehem. This is Pastor Paul. And as you know, we've been using this book, The Story, which is an abridged version of the Bible. And we've been using it as a tool. And we want to accomplish two things. First, we want to get a better overarching understanding of what the Bible is all about. What is the message of the Bible? What is it telling us about God and about our place in this world? And we also want to use it to help us to develop a consistent regular practice of reading the Bible. The Bible is God's gift to us, and so we want to be good stewards of it, and that means we need to read it and study it and talk about it and apply it to the way that we live our lives. Now, we have been in chapter 3 this last week, which covers Genesis chapters 36 through 50, which tell the story of Joseph. Now remember, Joseph is Jacob's favorite son, and he's given this coat that signifies that, hey, Jacob is going to give him the birthright, the blessing of the family. Joseph has these dreams that indicate that he's going to rule over his family. And so his brothers become envious. They sell him into slavery. And in Egypt, things are going well. He is prosperous. His master loves him and likes him and puts him in charge. And then his master's wife decides to try to seduce him and then accuses him of rape. And he gets thrown into prison where he again prospers. There's these two prisoners that come in and they have dreams. Joseph interprets them, and the one that has a positive dream and gets out and goes back to Pharaoh promises that he's going to remember Joseph. He forgets Joseph, but when Pharaoh has a dream, he tells Pharaoh, hey, there's this guy in prison that interpreted my dream. Pharaoh brings Joseph out. Joseph interprets the dreams that say, hey, here in Egypt, there's going to be 7 great years followed by 7 years of famine. Pharaoh wonders, hey, what are we going to do about this? Joseph says, hey, store up food during the 7 good years so that there's food to supplement to when the famine comes. And that's what they do. Pharaoh puts Joseph in charge of that plan, basically making Joseph second in command in Egypt and Canaan, where his family is. They experience this famine, so they come down. Joseph sees them, tests them, and then reveals himself to them and has the entire family come down to Egypt, where they have this reunion. Things are going well. Jacob then dies, and Joseph's brothers go back into fear because they're like, hey, maybe this is the time Joseph is going to take his revenge on us for selling him into slavery all this time. And this is, I think, the key passage of this whole story and what we can apply to our lives. It's Genesis chapter 50, verses 19 through 21. But Joseph replied, don't be afraid of me. I am God. Am I God that I can punish you? You intended to harm me, but God intended it all for good. He brought me to this position so I could save the lives of many people. No, don't be afraid. I will continue to take care of you and your children. So he reassured them by speaking kindly to them. Joseph tells his brothers, hey, don't worry. I am not going to harm you. I'm not going to take revenge on you. No, what you saw as evil, what you wanted to do to me was evil. But God used that to save us. God was faithful to his promise. He is going to use our family to bless all the nations in the world. And he did that. And he's doing that through us, through what you did. I'm going to take care of you. And what we can take away from that is that there's going to be evil in this world. Jesus told us that in this world we will have trials and we will have sorrows, but take heart, he has overcome the world. So don't be surprised when evil happens, when we have pain, when we have sorrow, when things don't go smoothly. Continue to have faith, continue to believe. Jesus has overcome the world. Put your faith, put your trust in the reality that God's going to keep his promise, that promise to redeem his good creation, to resurrect us, to bring in new creation. Hold on to that promise. Don't give up. There's no evil in this world that can overcome God's promise. And so here's our big idea this week. Evil cannot derail God's plan to redeem his good creation. Evil cannot derail God's plan to redeem his good creation. God has promised it, and in his sovereignty and his power, he's going to make sure that it happens. It may not happen on our timetable. It may not happen the way that we think it should, but it's going to happen. Trust God. And our challenge this week is to read chapter 4 of the story. And we begin with Exodus. This is the start of the Exodus story and how God delivers Israel out of Egypt. And then do an act of kindness this week, whether it's a random act of kindness to a stranger, whether or an intentional act of kindness with a family member or a coworker or a friend. Think of a way to do something kind this week, because the best way we can push back against the evil that is in this world is by being kind, by being loving, and doing what is good. So thank you, Bethlehem, for watching. Remember, if you want to be a part of one of our small groups, now is a great time to start, because we're starting this story about deliverance and the law. So join us. Let me know. Send me a message, Facebook message, email, text message, and we'll get you caught up. We'll get you part of one of those groups. Thanks. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and God bless.